During Cozy Nook Industries' investigation into the genesis of the so-called Sahasrara hysteria, we received countless reports from our innumerable agents around the globe. The majority of these reports trace the fountainhead of the hysteria to the detonation of the first atomic bomb at the White Sands Proving Grounds in New Mexico on June 16, 1945. Several indicated that its origin lay instead in the U.S. Navy's Philadelphia experiments 2 years earlier in 1943, while a few reports attributed it to the record-setting 7 turnovers by the Denver Broncos in the first half of Super Bowl XII. Cozy Nook Industries also received the following report from Agent Tungenbottom of Eschershausen, which included a reel of magnetic audio tape featuring some rather curious properties, and this vintage photograph of a store window display. Agent Tungenbottom's report attributed the origin of the hysteria to the sonic frequencies of an early 20th century Canadian radio broadcast, which he claimed opened portals allowing the incursion of higher dimensional entities onto our plane of existence. However, when several senior Cozy Nook Industries board members learned that Agent Tungenbottom's report made such an assertion, and furthermore that it had not been filed in the proper manner but had rather been scrawled upon the inside of a generic Schmura matzo box and stuffed into a disused laundry hamper behind an all-chemical theme restaurant in Niedburen, all subsequent reports from Agent Tungenbottom, even those written upon the insides of top-of-the-line matzo boxes, were summarily dismissed.
Intervened on behalf of Henry!
Cheerio! I'd better be shoveling on.
The sleep of reason brings forth monsters.
Glints! Dentifrice Gum brings you
Dr. MacUmba's Theater of Madness.
From deep within the sublevels of a clifftop mental asylum overlooking a dark and tempestuous ocean, the mad Dr. MacUmba engages in bizarre and inhuman experiments on his patients. Experiments which flout not only the laws of man, but those of nature itself. Joining the Mad Doctor are Julius, a somnambulist whose waking moments are devoted to carrying out the macabre orders of his master, and Rook, once a colleague of MacUmba's until he was forcefully subjected to a twisted experiment which trapped his consciousness in the body of a gorilla. Tonight, you will meet the third member of the Mad Doctor's cohorts as you enter
Dr. MacUmba's Theater of Madness.
Brought to you by Glints, Dentifrice Gum, the only dentifrice gum with a bell inside. We find ourselves in the subterranean laboratory of the Mad Dr. MacUmba, who is busily attending to his perverted sciences amidst the clutter of test tubes, pickled body parts, and weird electrical apparatus, when Julius, his assistant, enters, pushing a body bag on a gurney.
Master, I have completed my task and brought you the body of the most exquisite corpse in the county morgue.
Excellent, Julius. Those butchers didn't autopsy her, did they? She's of little use to me in that state.
No, Master. I grabbed her the very instant they turned their backs after she was dropped off.
Splendid. Place her on the slab. Careful, Julius.
Careful, Julius. You don't want to hurt the dead girl.
The damage which caused her death should prove sufficiently challenging to remedy without adding to it, Rook. Now hush, or I'll take the tire swing out of your cage. Let's get her out of this bag, shall we?
Why, it's Olympic silver medal winning gymnast and America's sweetheart, Shawn Johnson.
Well, she's certainly not a tall girl. 4'9", if I don't miss my guess.
But her competitive spirit is as tall as an oak.
Yes, well, time for a quick examination. A pair of slit wrists. Wonderful! Exsanguination is an ideal method of expiration for our purposes. Very gentle on the tissues.
And what tissues?
Now to get a sample of what little blood the poor dear has left in order to determine type.
Oh, do you have to stick the needle there?
Julius, strap her into the revivicator and bring me, I think 7 units should be ample, of type O. I shall attend to her wrists.
Yes, master.
And while they're doing that, ladies, allow me to tell you about Glint's Dentifrice Gum, the only dentifrice gum with a bell inside. Yes, Glint's dentifrice gum not only protects the precious enamel on your teeth from the dangerous and harmful effects of brushing with abrasive pastes or powders, it also chimes when you pick up the pack. So pick up a pack today of Glint's dentifrice gum. You'll be the belle of the ball with Glint's. And now back to our program. I have repaired her wounds. She has her requisite amount of blood. Now all that is left is to reanimate her body and reinstate her psyche.
Yeah, but why'd you dress her up like Christina Aguilera?
I did not dress her up like Christina Aguilera. I dressed her up like Marilyn Monroe.
You're a real pervert, Doc.
I think she looks positively lovely.
Julius, activate the revivicator.
Yes, master. It's working! It's working!
Quickly, Julius. My stethoscope.